Welcome back to 30 Something. In this series of videos, we are reviewing some of the best kids' stories and books from our childhood and our children's time. Now, over the past 2.5 years, I've probably read over 40,000 books. Now, this is great for my New Year's resolution, which was to read 10 books this year. There was no fine print of how long these books had to be. I've absolutely smashed it. Now, the other thing is, when we go to Barnes & Noble as a family, typically we have to remortgage our house every time we leave because of the amount of books that we buy. And it's really important that you are choosing the best book for your child. Now, I will be reviewing and critiquing very severely some of these books that are out there on the market, and then making a high recommendation each week for a book that you should buy for your child. So, let's get into it. Who are reviewing first? Okay, so let's review our first book. And it's a favourite of mine. Well, the character's a favourite of mine, not this book. And it's Spot the Dog. Now, my daughter has Spot the Dog plushie, just like I had. And I've seen her throw this across the room as if she was a Manning. Really great aerodynamics, she's got great form, and it just flies. But that's not why we're here today, to talk about Spot being flown around the room. The first book that we're going to talk about is Where's Spot? Now, there are a couple of major critiques with this, and we're going to start by just the title, Where's Spot? Now, Spot's mother, Sally, has no idea where Spot is, and that's just on the title of the book. So, parenting tip, watch your kids. Now, the second issue is more of a design feature. And the good people at Penguin Publishing need to take a look at this. So, you may be familiar with books that have flaps. And it offers a prestige for the child, a bit of wonder and mystery. What is behind that door? Now, if your child has thumbs, they will be able to destroy this within about 30 seconds. And every single page, the flap is missing. What I recommend to Penguin Publishing is that you use Gorilla Glue, something a little bit more sturdy, or stitch it in, because you will end up buying this book 4 times. Now, this is our 5th edition, and the same thing happened. Maybe I should just be watching my child better and making sure she doesn't rip out the pages. But that's just a piece to the publishing company. Now, this book, let's go back to the plot. So we know Sally, Spot's mother, can't find where Spot is. So she goes on a wild goose chase trying to find where Spot is around the house. Doesn't call him. She just goes looking, and she's narrating it. So firstly, is Spot behind the door? No, there's a bear looking rather comfortable eating honey, and it's a grizzly bear, the most dangerous type of bear on the planet, excluding the polar bear. Inside the clock. No, it's a python. In the clock. Now, I know that this is a fictional world, but as we go through, we see that there's animals all around the house. Now, the one thing that really scares me is these aren't fluffy bunnies. There's a lion underneath the stairs. So, first we question Sally's parental skills because she doesn't know where her child, but the most dangerous part and worrying about this book is there are multiple predators. And the thing that I've been thinking about is, where do they live? There's a grizzly bear, a python, a lion, and I think there's a crocodile. Let me just see. I don't want to give too many spoilers away. Yes, there's a crocodile under the bed, which used to have a flap. There is no country on the planet that has all of these. So the creators of Spot have made this world where this beloved dog lives in the most dangerous place on the planet. Now, I don't want to give the end away, but it is a happy ending. We will come back to more Spot the Dog books and see if Sally, Spot's mother, has improved her parenting skills. But let's talk about our next book. And the book that I recommend for Book of the Week is I Believe in You. Now, in all seriousness, this is beautifully illustrated, and it's one of my favorites because when we do have bedtime stories. We usually have 2 or 3 books outside. Now this has about 10 pages, and they're big, thick ones with a sentence on each. So you can really rifle through these books and have your baby go to sleep quickly. So it's based on the mystery of the Loch Ness Monster, and it does have a beautiful message that no matter how old and where your child is, you will always believe in them. So one of my favorites, and it also increases the tourism industry for Scotland and improve it, that it's not just rain and miserable and they all just drink whiskey. There are mythical creatures. And again, not to give too many spoilers away, but there are also sightings of a unicorn, an alien, a ghost, and Bigfoot. And all of these are the Loch Ness Monster's child's friends that they play around with around the castles and the beaches. Fun fact, the national animal of Scotland is actually a unicorn, so this could be true. Do some research on why that is. So the book of the week, and I recommend highly, is I Believe in You, and I will put the affiliate links for both of these books in the description. We'll see you next week for more critiques and recommendation.